while it's not followed as precisely as it used to be, when there's a funeral procession, it used to be very customary not to interfere with it. We put on car lights and maybe a sign that the funeral director provides. It's our custom not to break into the procession, and we even let it go through red lights. But in the time of Jesus, there were no cars and no lights. But it was customary to step aside when someone was being carried out to be buried. But in the gospel message we just heard, Jesus stops the procession, touches the coffin, and tells the young man who was about to be buried to get up. The man sits up, and Jesus gives him back to his mother. The focus on the reading is not really on the son, but on his widowed mother. Jesus looked at her and had compassion. He felt her pain and responded. As a widow, she was already marginalized. There were no pension plans or Social Security to collect, and the widow would have depended on her son to support her. And now he was gone. So Jesus had compassion on her and returned her son to her. This same action is present in the first reading. Elijah brings the son of a widow back to life. In both cases, the focus is not on the dead, but on the living. The lesson here is for us to hear the call to be compassionate. It's been said that if you want to make others happy, be compassionate. And if you yourself want to be happy, be compassionate. I once had a professor tell the class that we should start each day with a 3-part prayer. First, tell yourself that you're loved unconditionally by God. Secondly, remind yourself that whatever happened yesterday can be forgiven. And finally, commit yourself to living this day in a compassionate manner. Compassion literally means to feel with. So when we encounter people, we try to feel what they are going through. It might be a loss or a medical condition, or on the other hand, it could be a success, and we want to share in the good news. And we're being called to be compassionate in ordinary settings. Children are called to be compassionate toward those in their class who might be a little different. Teens are called to be compassionate with others who are finding that changing part of life especially challenging. We all know of seniors who are feeling the results of aging and require our compassion and understanding. We need to see with the eyes of Jesus and Elijah. We need to be aware of the sufferings of the other and do what we can to address it. We cannot bring sons back to life, but we can give a sympathetic ear or offer to help in some way. The lesson of the day is not to fixate on our own challenges and difficulties, but to reach out to the other who is in need. If you want to make others happy, be compassionate. If you want to make yourself happy, be compassionate.